Razor assembly instructions. This is a sample of a 4-foot section of razor shelf with a sign frame, a razor shelf with a pusher system to face product. It has a slightly higher clearance, and 3 cartridge shelves below. A typical 4-foot section will include a sign frame holder that attaches with 4 pop rivets, a razor dealer shelf, which is an assembled pusher system complete with a 3-foot fence, and 2 metal side guards with 4 screws and 4 wing nuts. The cartridge dealer rollout shelf comes assembled with the same pusher system and 3-foot fence on a rollout shelf base with the side guards already attached. It also comes with a hinged door with alarm and the fasteners to attach it. Step 1 is positioning the shelves. For a razor shelf, you will need 7 slots from the top shelf to the bottom of the brackets below. The cartridge shelves require a little less spacing. They require 6 slots in the risers from the shelf to the bracket above. Step 2 is attaching the sign frame holder. Line it up to the front of the top shelf, and with the 4 pop rivets lining up the holes in the frame and in the shelf, simply push the pop rivets through. Step 3 is attaching the metal side guards to the shelf for the razor shelves. Position at the sides, line up the holes in the guard with the holes in the shelf, drop the screws through the hole, placing the wing nut on the underside of the shelf, and tighten. The next step is attaching the doors for the cartridge shelves. These attach to the shelf above. You'll need 2 people to position this. Drop the screws through, put the wing nut on the underside, and tighten. You can tighten it with the screwdriver or with your fingers. Repeat for the remaining doors. All the side guards and the doors need to be attached before moving on to the next steps. Now that we've attached the sign frame, the side guards, and all of the doors, it's time to insert the razor shelf. The razor shelf just slips in between the guards. There's a magnetic strip on the back, so you'll feel it grip the shelf. Make sure you slide the pusher system all the way to the back. Line it up at the front. Lift the corner slightly. There's 2-sided tape. Peel the tape adhesive back. Pull that off, and that will put the shelf in place. Step 6, installing the rollout shelves for the cartridges. This is a 2-person job. First step is hinging the door up. Position the shelf, the rollout, in front of the shelf that you are inserting it into. As you start to push that shelf back, make sure the side guards, the metal side guards, stay outside of the bracket from the shelf above. There are screws in the rollout. You'll need to line those up with the shelf, and they will slide through the screws in that shelf. Once it's lined up at the front and the screws have dropped through properly, it's just a matter of securing with wing nuts. Repeat with the remaining cartridge shelves. The shelf assembly is now complete, and there are 2 adjustments to be made. The rollout shelves lock into place. but they do roll out for restocking. To roll the shelf out, slip your fingers under each side of the rollout, lift up slightly and pull out. To do so allows restocking easily. To push the shelf back into place, lift the door out of the way and slide back in. There should be enough resistance that if you pull on the front fence, the shelf does not come out. You need to be able to lift up slightly and pull to bring the shelf out. If the shelf rolls out too easily or is too difficult to roll out, there is a small adjustment we can make. Roll out the shelf, and at the front edge of both sides, there is a small metal tab with the screwdriver provided in the toolkit. If the shelf is too easy to pull out, adjust that tab up just slightly, millimeter. If it is too difficult and requires too much lifting and pulling to bring the shelf out, then push down slightly on that tab. When you roll back the shelf, remember to lift the door out of the way, slide the shelf back in place, and test the resistance again. The last adjustment to do is to turn the alarms on the doors. The alarm is located on the inside of each door to the left side. If you reach your hand underneath, you can feel the alarm. There's a small button on the top of the alarm that we'll need to switch towards the center of the shelf. Reach inside the shelf. If your fingers are small enough, you can turn the alarm on with your finger, or if not, use the screwdriver, slide it along the bottom of the shelf above, pushing the little button towards the center of the shelf to turn the alarm on.